you know, my task with the budget chair and all the appropriates committees, you know, we haven't made a decision on who those chairmen are going to be, but I believe in a proactive stance. I don't think we wait till the governor submits us a budget and go from there. I would like to see the budget that the governor submits us be actually a balanced budget, and we'll see if he'll do that. But no, I think as the majority party in the Missouri House, we have a responsibility to do things right, and that means getting to work early.
Mr. Speaker, some of these priorities that you've outlined here, fair tax, tax credits, are things that have run into trouble in the past in the Senate. Mm-hmm. How do you see the relationship between the House and the Senate changing in the
Well, you know, it can be an adversarial relationship, but as you see that the Republicans grew seats in the Missouri Senate, and I think the vote across the nation, and specifically in Missouri, has probably given them a newfound vigor to govern in a fiscally conservative way, and that's exactly what we hope they do. You know, I'm not going to make decisions on what we do or do not do in the Missouri House based off what they may or may not do in the Senate. The Missouri House is going to do what we think is right for the citizens of the state, regardless of what the Senate does.
For something like the core plan, which got stymied in the Senate, who do you think would be better at passing that? Your colleague and friend Kevin Engler or Rob Maynard?
Well, you know, I think that's an issue. I'm not going to get into that. Obviously, I'm friends with Kevin, but I'm friends with Rob as well, and they'll figure that out over there on the other side of the building. I look forward to working with whoever it is.
But do you think that an issue like that could get stymied in the Senate again, even though they grew by three?
Well, you know, I mean, I've been here for 6 years. I'm convinced that anything can get stymied in the Missouri Senate. But you know, I'm hopeful because I think it's good government. And you asked the question if I was going to move it, and I think it's a worthy thing to do. And so we'll send it to the Senate, hopefully, if the floor leader's willing to take it up. And you know, I mean, you know, there is one speaker, but we're a team, and we're going to make decisions based off what the team thinks.
You haven't mentioned social conservative issues. Can Missourians expect a greater drive with this large majority on issues like abortion, school, prayer?
Well, I think this body and this caucus has a long record of protecting the unborn, of advocating for social issues. But I think all of us would agree that, and we're not running away from those issues. Those are issues that are still near and dear to our heart. But the average voter is worried about economic development. They're worried about jobs, and I think you have to prioritize everything. And my priority is jobs, and that's what we're going to focus on. I'm not saying we won't do anything else, but that's what we're going to focus on.
You have a constitutional mandate to do at least 25% of the general revenue budget for education. Do you envision any changes to how education is approached in the coming years? Well,
I mean, I don't envision any change in the Constitution that would allow us to pay less than 25%, because, you know, right now we're far in excess of 25%. But you know what, whenever you're dealing with a budget, you have to put everything on the table, and then we'll set priorities and go from there.
Do you anticipate any changes in how education operates, either inside the formula that was done in 2005, or start talking about different ways of funding?
Well, I mean, from a funding standpoint, I think it's going to be looked at.
You mentioned the large number of freshmen, and I understood you heard from one of your predecessors, Catherine Hanaway. Did she give you any advice on having such a large crop of newcomers? You know, she has a unique perspective, and I always enjoy her perspective. And she just said appreciate the moment and make sure you don't forget why you're here. And so, you know, we had Speaker Jetton, we had Speaker Hanaway here, and we were thrilled to have them. And I think, I mean, you can ask the members, I think they all enjoyed their talks. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you being here, and we look forward to a productive year in the Missouri House.